Hey guys, it's Lisa. Welcome to Banning, Panning and Beyond and part 2 of my declutter series for my liquid eyeshadows. So part 2 is actually shadows that I have decided to keep but are on the chopping block. And they're ones that I do wish to try out. They're going to stay out on my desk until I try at least one of the shades that I'm keeping within each brand, because I need to really test out how they perform on my eyes, and I can't really explain why I've chosen to keep these ones necessarily over the ones I decided to declutter. I think it's more of an emotional attachment to these, either because they've been gifted to me or because of the length I had to go to in order to get them. So there's could be just different reasons. So yeah, either way, as I said, it can be hard to explain. Not everything we do is logical. But the first ones are the BH Cosmetics Eyelights. And yeah, these weren't that easy for me to get. Back in the day, it was not so easy for me to get hold of BH Cosmetics because we didn't have any retailers here, so I had to purchase from overseas, and that can be a bit of a drama considering shipping cost and shipping length. But anyway, I have decided to keep these eyelights for now. I'm going to do a swatch of a few of them, or probably all of them. I need to pop my glasses on though, so it's going to be more glare. So the shade for this, if I can see it, is called Gal Pal. So that's the first one, so it's a beautiful gold. And then the next one I think has more of a pink shift, and it is called Fresh, the shadow. That's the shade name. Oh, that one's feeling a little bit dry, so potentially that could end up getting decluttered. So that's that one there, and it doesn't appeal to me quite as much as that one there. And then we've got a pink one. Even with these, it's hard for me to read them. These aren't proper reading glasses. So this one's called Psych. So it's more, it looks like it's got more of a pink and purple shift to that one. And then the last one, don't ask me why, because this is not normally my shade, but it's so pretty. It's called Gnarly, and it's a blue one. So we'll give that one a swatch. This is super pretty. I could just imagine Andrea from Pretty as a Peacock. So you've got, it's green to blue. So that is a beautiful shifting shadow as well. The next one is a fairly recent purchase. It's by Sugar Drizzle. Now you see the color that it looks like in the tube. Then when I swatch it, it comes off. Like, can you see? No, it's not going to show any shift. So let's see if I get a shift on my hand. As soon as I swatch it, all I can see is bright pink. Now this would probably look really pretty with an orange eye look. So it doesn't look pink there, right? It's more like a lilac, but it's definitely a multi-chrome. It's just a matter of whether or not I can get that shift to show. So today it doesn't want to play, unfortunately, so that's not going to happen. But yeah, definitely we'll try that one out. It's super pretty. So as long as it dries down fairly quick, that's the same with all of these. It's just that I know with the previous ones I decided to get rid of the ColourPop ones because they take forever to dry down, as does most of the other ones that I got rid of. So if these perform the same, then I'm going to be letting them go. This one is by Tarte. The shade is absolutely stunning. It's orange based, so it's a bit like the Kylie Cosmetics one, but the Kylie Cosmetics one was just a flat color, whereas that's an orange, but it has that gold flecks in it, which maybe, I'm not sure whether you can, yeah, I think you can, the camera's picking up on that. So I liked the fact that it had a little bit of complexity, I guess, to the shade, that it wasn't just one flat color. This one is more to do with the person who gifted it to me, and I've already apologized to her, so I'm hoping I can make it work. So this was from Andy, from Makeup and More with Andy, and it's called the hashtag OTT Magic Metals, and it's a W7 one. So it's a glitter and glam topper. So that's what it looks like in the tube. And then again, it's this one's more of a, I can see more of a purple rather than a pink shift to it. Yeah, it just looks different. It's like those damn, any sort of multi-chrome or duochromes, the camera is going to struggle to pick up those shifts, but it's definitely got more of a purple that I can see when I'm looking at it on my hand. So we'll see how that one goes. The majority of the ones I've decided to keep on the chopping block are mainly drugstore brands, surprisingly enough. Other than Sugar Drizzle, I don't know that Tarte would be classified as a drugstore brand either. But I've got Violet Voss here, which wouldn't be, I don't think, considered drugstore. It's not available in Australia, but these definitely are. So these are by Australis. So they're called Metal AF liquid eyeshadows. Again, super pretty. Just comes down to how well the formula performs, and they weren't expensive at all. So the first shade is called Emerald. So you can see there, it looks more like a, I guess, an antique gold. And then when I look at it, it looks more sort of teal than what I would consider emerald. I think is like a deep green. So this one's called Rose Quartz. And one of the reasons, I guess, that some of these I'm keeping is because I haven't had enough of a chance to actually try out the formulas. This next one's called Amethyst, so I'll show you all four of them swatched together, and an amethyst feels very dried up. I do have Duraline that I could try to revive some of these, but there's probably not much point. So that's, I think this one's got to go. So that's it so far. So you can see more of the purple in that one. And the Rose Quartz, I think, yeah, you can see that it's got that pink shift. So it's mainly the emerald one that's not really living up to its name. And then this one's called Bronzite. See, that one's still very good as far as applying, but they just feel that bit thicker. So that's got more of a pink shift to it to me rather than a bronze sort of colour. But yeah, that's what it looks like in the tube. So there's those ones that I am keeping. So I'm hoping to try and use these in with the palettes that I'm trying to get through each week. And the last of them, as far as the drugstore, is Milani. So I've got 3 here from Milani. And the shade name for this one is Rose Foil. So that's that one. Yeah, so that's definitely got that rose colour to it. This one is called Luster Light, which I think they have also in their lipsticks. Oh, this is very pretty as well. See, and this is the problem. Holding on to things just because they are pretty, not necessarily because they perform well. And the last one here is called Fiery Metallic. There we go. So those are the last 3 up the top there. So probably out of all of them, it's the Luster Light in the middle that I like the most. So I'm just going to wipe those off because if I can get them off, hopefully they haven't all dried down too much too quickly. I don't want to rub too hard and make my hand raw because there's going to be a fair few swatches to be done with the ones that I'm going to keep. So I'll just dry that off. Yeah, so I've got long sleeves on today. Who would have thought? It's been like in the 30 degrees Celsius here recently, and now it's gone quite chilly. We've had a bit of rain here, so yeah, definitely all over the place. So the last one is the Violet Voss, and I have 5 of these. So the first one's called Interstellar Star, and there's definitely some that I'm leaning more towards than the others as far as shades within. So maybe I shouldn't just try one shade within each one. I'll have to try each individual shadow, because this one's Dream, because some are dried up and some aren't, and it wouldn't be good to base it necessarily off one that wasn't good and then get rid of all the rest. The Cosmic, so I will show you all the swatches in a sec. Cosmic is more glittery. Then we have Galactic Gem. Ooh, this one is extremely shifty. It looks pink in the tube, and then on my hand it looks teal. The last one is called Infinity. Now, Violet Voss, I was so determined to get these. Like a lot of things where I just collect because they are pretty and then never use them. So that's those ones there. So they're all quite lovely. The one that shifts the most is this one. You can see it's probably the shiniest. And as far as the glittery one, that's it there. So yeah, they're quite subtle, I think, compared to some of them. But yeah, I think it's more of an emotional attachment to those than anything, because I think a lot of these, I think I said in the previous video, is that, oh, now I've got glitter smeared all over my hand. Probably going to have to go wash it properly before I do the next video. But yeah, a lot of these, I reckon I would have very similar shades in my single eyeshadows, even within some of my palettes, that are similar in colour, but probably a lot more easy to work with. So as I said, it just is gonna come down to me probably using them to convince myself that I'm okay with letting them go. So again, let me know in the comments whether or not you have any of these, and if there's any in particular that you really like. And yeah, and I'll be back soon with the last of the liquid shadows that I'm deciding to keep at this point in time.